All right, here I go. Here I go. Here I go again. What's my weakness?
Boy, here I go killing.
Anime waifus. Just so reckless. Folks, we're on episode 26 of the show. Who knew it would get this long? Not me.
That's what she said.
Bam.
Name one time she would say that.
In coitus.
Yeah, you're right. Continue.
You know, I've always asked that question, and no one has ever brought up a single instance of it.
Things get any longer than like a minute and 2 seconds. They're like, what the hell is happening?
Yeah, exactly.
This is so long.
Friends, we're back. You know, we're here. We've workshopped out a time domain.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it. I haven't done anything useful. I slept today. That's it. I gotta tell you, launching or running 5 RPG shows at once that are all like big shows, not a great idea. Really should not have aimed for the sun. Feeling pretty Icarus right now. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
That Game of Thrones show will be launching at the beginning of next month, I think.
So which way did you lean on that? Are you all in the same house?
Oh no, it's fucking PvP as fuck, brother. One house shall win. One player shall rule. I had to drop several candidates because they asked them, if you get betrayed by another player, can you keep it in character and not out of character? And some people were honest. They were like, I don't think so. And I was like, well, I can't have you on the show then because you're going to get betrayed. It's Game of Thrones.
So, did you know why the Lannisters have such big beds?
You know, Spootnik, I'm just going to serve this one up for you. I don't. Why don't you? Can you tell me?
Because they push 2 twins together to make a king.
Wow. Amazing.
Oh!
I hadn't heard that one before, but it's actually pretty good.
I wish
I get it because of the incest.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. No,
There
I get it.
Dave's catching up on it.
Yeah.
There were 2 things that the cast members have asked from me: no sexual assault and no incest. So that's not happening in this game.
But that's like 90% of the books, man.
If that is 90% of the books to you, then we have some very different books
I've never
very different
Game of
interests.
Thrones game.
I feel like there's plenty of Game of Thrones without. Listen, they got through the whole Battle of Winterfell without one sexual assault or incest. Okay, and that was
they just
basically
sexually assaulted the audience.
Wow, Spootnik. I had respect for you before that moment. I basically feel like the Battle of Winterfell was the last episode. It was so fucking good.
It was good.
I fucking loved it. All of the military strategies were awful, but it just looked so good. Every part of it looked amazing.
It was really dark, though.
Yeah, but they worked the darkness into it, man. The flaming swords going out in the night. I was literally that happened at like 19 minutes in, and I was like, oh shit, there's literally like an hour and 10 minutes more, and that just happened. Like, oh fuck, where's the rest of the shit going?
I didn't realize though, like watching that episode, how dark it was until it might have been on Reddit or something. Someone posted like a brightened up video, especially of like the dragon fight. And I didn't even realize that one of the dragons had bit the other one's face off. Like, I had no idea because it was so fucking dark. I couldn't see it.
Wow, no. I mean, I thought that kind of beautiful orange glow that subsumed the whole second half where everything was all dark as fuck. I thought it looked good, man.
Cool. And I did like
atmospheric.
Yeah, well, and I liked how they went from like the big battle to like running around on the castle and like all that. Like that was really well done, I thought.
Yeah, someone edited the shit out of that episode.
Yeah, for sure.
But then they killed the big bad in one episode. They spent 8 seasons leading up to it. One episode, they just killed him.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fine, man. The one you want to complain about is the evil generals. They always made these evil generals. They come out on fucking horses. They seem really badass. Yeah. They've all got unique armor. They've literally did nothing in their entire existence.
Except leave a Starbucks coffee cup on the table.
Spootnik, you got anything going on this week?
They did it.
Got anything going on? We're just gonna segue into intros.
Oh yeah. Shit. What do I got going on? I've allowed Stardew Valley to suck me back in. I picked it up on the Switch. I now own it on I have it on my phone, my PC, my PS4, and my Switch.
Yeah, man. You gotta play that shit multiplayer style too. It's real good.
I haven't done the multiplayer yet.
Oh, it's actually really fun with the multiplayer. You can you can trick your followers into doing your plans for you while you go wander off into the mine or go fishing or something.
Yeah.
Sorry, people that were on my stream that I tricked into doing that. It was really funny.
So I've been doing that. I've been playing. I just started playing Enter the Gungeon for the first time. That's pretty fun. I'm normally not a big fan of the twin stick shooter thing because my dexterity or whatever doesn't really let me do it that well. But I don't know. It's pretty fun. And what else? What else is there? I think that's about it. Oh, I started a new game of Persona 5.
Yeah.
How can you stand that cat, man?
How can you stand the Persona series?
Really?
Yeah, that's not that bad.
They lost me when they had a whole series dedicated to a dude shooting himself in the head with a firearm.
That was the best one.
Amazing. That was the best one.
Unfortunately, a bunch of kids shot themselves in the head with a firearm so they could be cool.
No, they didn't. Really?
Yes, they did. Yeah.
That's Darwinism right
there.
No.
Do you think video games make people violent?
I think video games that glorify shooting yourself in the head looking cool makes kids accidentally be like, "Oh man, I don't think it's loaded." Blam, they're dead. Yeah, sorry. If you're gonna have a violent video game, you should have correct usage of firearms in it. You see me up here every day being like, let me tell you about Call of Duty. It's actually Satan. No, because you know what? No matter how bad the gameplay is, they use guns moderately correctly.
I thought that as an adult playing it, it was one of the few times. There's only a very few games that have like shocked me while playing them. One of them was like the beginning of The Last of Us. I was like, oh my God, you know?
Okay, all right.
That opening, that first time when you summon your persona, and the only thing that the protagonist actually says in that game is that sort of drawn out persona, and then fucking does it. And you, even as a player, the first time playing it, you're like, what the fuck is going on? And that was one of those moments for me. I thought it was incredible. I thought it was edgy, but not edgy for edginess sake. I thought it made sense within the universe, and never once did I have a thought in my head that some kid was going to shoot themselves in the head thinking a demon was going to pop out.
I'm sorry, Spootnik. You are not all people.
I know I'm not all people, but I've never even read anything about a kid killing themselves because of the Persona game.
I think it happens several times. You know, even
link me to it. I'd love to read about it.
All right, I'm gonna have to spend the rest of the time here looking at it.
Anyway,
that's fine. I don't care about what Atomic has to say. I'll do it during his
intro. Let me
intro.
ask you a question there, Brian, real quick.
Yeah.
Were you disappointed when the dog did not shoot himself in the head with an evoker?
Yes.
As was I.
The dog was probably my least favorite character in the game, and also that game has gameplay issues. I hate the fact that you can't. I hate the fact that it took until Persona 5 to be able to control the other characters during a battle. You had to set up the fucking.
Wait, which one are you playing? The foreign exchange student version? Because you can control your companions in that version.
And
I don't think
Persona 3.
Yeah, there's Persona 3, then there's Persona 3 Fez, which stands for foreign exchange student.
Yes.
And Persona 3 Fez, you can control what your companions do.
Incorrect. You can't control them directly. You can set up what do they call it, like battle styles or whatever. You cannot Because I remember I literally got butt fucked by multiple bosses because someone would decide to melee attack instead of healing or something.
I think Persona 4 Golden.
Yeah, Golden you might be able to.
I played the entire game on stream, and I seem to recall doing that, but
you cannot literally give.
Oh, so that's right. I was playing the portable version, right?
Yeah, the portable game.
There's Persona 3, there's Persona 3 Fez, and then there's Persona 3 Portable. And I was playing the portable version because you could control your companions. That's right.
So I think the first big console Persona game where you could, in the base version of the game that first came out, was Persona 5 that you could actually control.
No, you could do it in 4 as well.
Not in the original version, only in Golden. I think. Because I played Persona 4 also. I don't think you can control the characters.
Pretty sure you could.
I could be wrong. It's been a few years since I played it, but
all right, Spootnik, you got me. I found the news article that I'd heard from before. Apparently, it was a parody article that had listed. You know what? Hey, man.
Onion taste. How'd the onion taste? I want to know.
It wasn't from the onion, though. It had to be deleted off of the website that held it because so many people thought it was correct.
That guy.
And it was, to be clear, again, was not on the onion.
Oh.
But what I'm saying, like that scene, like I have replayed that game so many times just to get to that scene and stop.
Have you beaten it? Have you fully beaten it?
I've fully beaten 3, 4, and 5. I've played and beaten Shin Megami Tensei 2 and 3, I think.
Yeah, those ones are old.
I love those games though. Just the whole, it's really the super weeb version of Pokemon.
It is really.
You don't think that Pokemon is the super weeb version of Pokemon?
No,
that's like the tame version.
I think Persona and SMT is way
Oh my
more...
god! Have you seen the new Pokemon Champion for Sword Shield or whatever? The dude is literally wearing a Russian Ushanka, a red velvet cape. He's got a Boston Celtics jersey on, one glove, and tights under shorts.
Hey man,
but you can tell me how Pokemon isn't weeb as fuck.
Nah, dude. I take it as by audience, right? So like everyone knows about Pokemon.
So Pokemon went mainstream. Got it. Of course.
It's not that it went mainstream. It always was.
Okay.
You sure that's not like a DLC character of Macklemore?
That is the best Macklemore joke I've ever heard.
You know, I absolutely hope that he also turns out to be a streamer. Like that guy is also a streamer in the
Borderlands 3 villains are streamers.
Are they fucking? Of course they are. Yeah, why not? Of course they are.
Or influencers of some kind.
I mean, that makes sense in the universe. They set up the lore of like, you know, the networks and all that.
Speaking of weebs, Dave, how you doing?
Oh shit! Wow,
I'm doing good, man. We're getting real close to releasing a game we've been working on for
Warlock
a while
2?
now. Warlocks 2, yeah. We got our first embargo released review today. Pretty good. 8 out of 10. Real happy with that.
So you've been learning about Warlocks lately. Today you learned about Paladins. When are you going to release Paladins 2?
I don't know.
Oh, wow. That did not go over well with Dave. I thought I'd get it.
It's on Switch PC at the moment.
Switch and PC. It's called Warlocks 2?
Warlocks 2 Godslayers.
I'm going to have to check that out.
It's like Diablo meets Dead Cells.
It's more like
There's already a game called Paladins. Like, it's a fairly new game. It's not doing very well. Who?
No, Paladins is like the shooter thing, like Overwatch.
It was originally a MOBA, and then it turned into a fucking battle royale, and then it turned into some other shit.
No, Lawbreakers was the Overwatch thing that died.
But Paladins is also very much like Overwatch. It's a third-person MOBA. It's a mix between Smite and Overwatch. I played it with KO and Pryler a bunch.
Okay.
Pryler got his fucking partnership on the back of that game.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, no, that game is coming out fairly soon. Then we got another game coming out called Wrecked, which is also PC Switch. But other than that, I've just been chilling out and doing a bunch of adult things, really. There's not a whole lot of games out right now that I can honestly sit down and want to play, you know? So there is
Three Kingdoms.
I don't have time for that shit. I took a look at Void Bastards. That looked real good. Might pick that up. Other than that, though, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, it's just...
You're missing out on Three Kingdoms, man.
What is Three Kingdoms?
Total War
It's
Three
Total
Kingdoms.
Oh.
Yeah,
War
but now
against
your
the
dude, now
Chinese
your general
Three
dude
Kingdoms.
will fight in a battle alone and kill like 1,000 people with one use of his fist. Shit is wild as fuck. He's literally
it's
just
a
like, I'm
sword
Guangzhou, the strongest god fist. And he just rides into battle on a horse and punches the ground, and like hundreds of dudes are like, ah! And I'm like, well,
I
this
mean,
is misbalanced, but okay, I'll roll with it.
Yeah, the other stuff I've just been doing is just mostly just reading, actually. I made it through the first book of the Storm Light Archives.
Okay, all right, good. We got you. Fucking
like-
got you.
The first one, well, I mean, I was going to read the series anyway, but like, the first book was like, it was hard to follow for maybe like a third of it, I would say.
Right around the middle third, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
And then like but the second book has been real good thus far, like super good. Like everything just sort of clicked at the end of the first book, and now the second book is just like chugging along.
Keep an
which
eye
is
on
good.
Jazz Nicolin, man. That's the fucking best character right there.
Could you stop fucking spoiling it and shit?
I'm
for
not
me?
spoiling anything for you. I'm telling you, man.
But that's-
She fucking turned someone into a cloud of dust in the first book. It was amazing. She's literally just like, you know, I'd really love it if that guy turned into smoke.
Yeah. You like that guy that's just like, oh man, you'll love the next part. It's really good. In
Yeah,
the movie,
you will.
and he's like,
You will
"Shut
love the
fuck
next
up.
part. It's really good, Dave.
Shut the fuck up.
No,
Shut
you
the
know
fuck
what, Dave? You shut the fuck up.
Like the guy when you're watching a movie that one person has seen, the other person hasn't, and the person that's seen it at the scene turns to watch his friend. It's like, oh
Yeah.
shit!
Yeah.
Now I know something's gonna happen. Thanks.
Yeah, I'm that guy.
Awful.
That guy. But yeah, no, not really much going on, really. Just more of the same shit. Watching that Chernobyl show, though.
Yeah, people are
That's,
saying that show is scarily accurate.
Yeah, it's pretty. I mean, it's written from the memoirs of the people who lived in Pripyat. So I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty good.
there was also like a documentary that was very accurate that they've sort of used as like the plot line for this. There is one character in there though, which is just like an amalgamation of like hundreds of scientists. Apparently,
It was like 20 something scientists, which I get because they were all kind of working on the same thing. And I get from a narrative why they just combine, because having, you know, like the main couple guys and then 20 other guys just shoved in there. I get why they kind of combined, and it was very well done. And I get why I was just confused at first. And then it explains why. It's like, okay, it was a narrative decision. But I mean, they get all of the points in there from those people, and they kind of, you know, they don't try and hide it. That it's just easier logistically for them to do that. And yeah, I mean, it worked really well. So
yeah, you know, it's kind of weird because the wife will be sitting next to me and she'll be like, "Oh yeah, my mum was telling me about when this shit went down. Everyone in Poland would wait in lines that span like 2 kilometers, trying to get like the radiation pills or whatever.
iodine pills, yeah.
Yeah.
The iodine pills, yeah.
They really went
like-
out of their way to do a lot of that accurate. Like they actually, all of the stuff they filmed for, like, you know, they actually used the sister plant of Chernobyl in, was it Belarusia? Whatever. Anyway, it was almost a 1-for-1 copy of Chernobyl. And so everything is just good. It's real good. It's only 5-part miniseries, HBO. Highly recommend watching it. It's real good.
Yeah, if you haven't canceled
Yeah.
your Game of Thrones account yet, you can pick up Chernobyl.
Mm-hmm.
Got anything else going on, Dave?
We're gonna start a work stream up pretty soon. Like I basically just took all my old streaming gear over to the office. I'm gonna do a stream over there. It'll mostly just everyone's just like, okay, we're gonna do it super serious. I'm like, no, we're gonna get beers. We're gonna bring developers in. We're just gonna relax, and we're just gonna do like a weekly stream. So it's basically just gonna be more of the same shit that I've always done, except with people that I pay to be there.
I want to tell you, Dave. I want to tell you. The last time I watched a work stream was when Steven Lumpkin did that Dark Crusade launch all the way back when Dark Heresy was still a thing. What happened was he was the team lead and he had to keep everybody on track, and it was exactly like what you'd expect. All of the rest of the team people were like, let's have the camera follow me. I'm going to my area. I designed this. And Steven's like, no, we need to show the mechanics. Let's keep going. And everyone's just like, look over here. I'm jumping up and down. And I was like, it's a bunch of fucking school children.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, he was so mad the whole time. Everybody was just wandering around doing their own thing.
It sounds a little insensitive, but that's so French Canadian. Like, look at me, I'm jumping up and down. Look.
Yeah.
It's okay, you're Canadian. I think you're allowed to make those jokes and there's no repercussions. It's fine.
Yeah.
I just know a couple of people from Quebec, and they're odd ducks. Maybe it's just the people I know.
That's pretty much it. Speaking about French Canadians.
You're jumping to Atomic, right?
Yeah, Atomic, what up?
Yes, my Irish, German, and French Canadian background there. No, what's up? I've been doing the streaming the WoW stuff. Been doing some. We've been finishing up, putting up like a bunch of shelves and stuff around the house, and been getting better with the bow, which that's outside and it's in Florida and it's hot as fuck. And then working on my 40K conversions. I got another Iron Hand stuff coming in. We convert to Iron Warriors. It's gonna be pretty good. That's really all I've been up to. Don't really do. I went to gun range again, but that's about it.
Okay. Drumurboy, what do you got?
Virtua came out. It's out. The Sega inspired sound pack is out on nerdeye.com. So if you like Sega stuff and you stream, and if you want some alerts inspired by said things like Toe Jam and Earl and Sonic and Streets of Rage and Earthworm Jim, those are kind of the things I based it off of. You can go get that. Other than that, just been writing some music and watching a bunch of Black Mirror.
Oh yeah, that season 5 is out now, huh?
Yeah, I'm on one more episode of season 4, and then I can jump into the new season.
I've heard, I've not seen it yet, but I've heard that the new season is different.
Yeah, I think there's only 3 episodes, but they're longer and they're like more celebrity.
Yeah, well, but I've just heard that it's different too. Like, you're watching a Black Mirror episode, even if you don't know you're watching Black Mirror. I've heard that the new season, and I don't know, I haven't heard if it's good or bad. I've just heard that it's different, so I don't know what that means. Because I didn't want to spoil anything for myself, so I didn't look into it.
Yeah. But last night I watched Hang the DJ, which is like the most critically acclaimed episode from season 4. It's fucking good, man.
I never made it past season 1, honestly. Really? I should probably sit down and watch it again. Yeah, there was just too much shit coming out of that time. That was around the time that I started watching it when all the Marvel Defender individual series was coming out and all that stuff. Yeah. But I don't think I'll ever be able to get over the first episode of Black Mirror.
It's rough.
It's like
pig.
the weirdest episode to oh yeah, you should check out Black Mirror, Dave. Okay, cool. Start from the beginning.
Yeah.
I feel like I should mention I've never seen any episodes of Black Mirror, so
at least watch the first episode.
In season 3, Drummer, where the woman's on the spaceship, it's almost like Star Trek.
Oh, that's in season 4. That's the first episode of season 4.
Season 4.
The USS Callister.
It's like the dev of some game or something, but he's like trapping people in the game. It's fucking great.
Yeah, it was like a spinoff of they were very OG Star Trek inspired, but it's about a guy, it's a universe of Star Trek inside of an infinite VR game that a guy is the developer of, and he's a super creeper. It's really good.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Sounds
Fucking
really
hell.
terrible, actually.
I mean,
it's
I mean that sums up all
coming
Black
from the
Mirror.
guy who stopped playing Persona games because of a fake news article, you know.
I bet. First off, I stopped playing Persona games. Drumurboy, that really hurts. You think that I stopped playing because of that news article? I stopped playing because he shot himself in the head. Also, it's about the glorification of Satan. I'm sorry, Drummer, that's not my deal.
Oh, hail Stan. Hail Santa.
Hail Santa.
Oh, there's a game that you might actually like, Arthur, coming out soon called Cold Vein. It's basically waifu souls.
Oh yeah.
I want to tell you, I've never played a Dark Souls or Dark Souls inspired game.
But this one's got big anime titties, so you might like it.
I see.
And
That's your
vampires.
selling point. All right. I actually
I mean-
wasn't interested until the vampires showed up. Suddenly I was like, I'm into this. All right. What do? You just go around, you kill vampires with big anime titties? Is that it? Is that your whole
like
selling premise?
I think the idea is you have an anime waifu companion, and you hit people with big swords, cloud style, get their
Okay.
blood, and then you level up your character and go through a realm. Yeah.
Your character's the only character who can, like, the blood carries like a whole bunch of like class elements and stuff, and your character's the only one that can use multiple of those. So you're going around like collecting those and like using them and combining them in cool ways.
I have to
And
tell
being a
you,
warrior.
you're really not selling me on this game.
I didn't really pay attention. It was
Okay. You just
JP
saw
was
it and
better on
thought
second
this would be a
screen.
really great joke for Arthur.
I mean, you'd probably actually really enjoy it. That's it. You know.
Okay. All right.
So look
Any
forward to
other
more Black
business
Mirror.
anybody wants to cover?
Oh, I finished Bioshock 2 and Minerva's Den. Minerva's Den is great. Oh my god.
I heard it was good.
Bioshock 2, the main game, leaves something to be desired, but the Minerva's Den DLC is like just the right amount and just the right, like,
Yeah, I heard it's like a condensed Bioshock.
yeah,
Into
it's got like the twists and turns that I expected from Bioshock that Bioshock 2 had sort of, but didn't quite capitalize on. So, and then also I've been watching Black Mirror, so I'm used to like the shorter, batshit crazy experiences. So I kind of played into it too, I bet.
Okay, well, shorter batshit crazy experiences is what you're about to experience. Let's go ahead and recall what happened last episode. Previously on this show, y'all entered the deep part of the temple, the Lion of the Sands, and found yourselves face to face with an entity calling itself Siruk. You never identified what exactly this snake-like being was, but you did find out that he probably killed his whole family and reanimated them as bone soldiers. From there, you discovered pieces and pictures of flashes of the past that he had to pass along, telling you of a possible entity that you could be and of a god that had been slain by the other gods by its own choice. And from its corpse sprang the concept of death. The god of death, as you know, is currently spreading across the world, using your old friend Rorik as her champion. Having made a decision to profane the gods, at least temporarily, Kelly has thrown away his holy symbol and renounced his belief in the god of war, and is now become an adherent to the last vestiges of the god of time. The rest of the party has been emboldened to, at the very least, question the activities of the gods, and Daka is left with troubling ramifications for his relationship.
Now, Doc is 100% in on killing Black, so
Yeah, exactly. Everybody else is like, maybe we should talk to Black, and Doc is just like, let's smoke that fool.
we could talk to him with
Or we could kill him.
fists and blades and arrows.
Aggressive negotiations.
The party, thus divided, headed out of the temple and were ambushed by another group of lizard folk raiders, whom they promptly slaughtered. Using their new abilities and their newfound feats, the party finds themselves collecting at the edge of the temple, having saved their good friend Exus, who may or may not be their good friend, but he's also not dead. With 3 wyvern eggs, a wyvern skin, and a wyvern brain in tow, you are prepared to head in whatever direction you wish. It is the 36th day of the season of wet.
How
What do you
many
wanna do?
days was the guy going to hold the ring for? So it was like 20
20
days.
days.
So how much time
How
do we
many-
have left?
He will be picking up the ring, or he'll pick up the money from you on the 52nd day of wet.
So we can still get back in time then, yeah?
Oh yeah, plenty of time.
We've only been gone for
4 days.
4 days, yeah. So I mean, we got more than enough time.
Yeah, so let's do that. I think that's priority. And then when we get the ring, we can have someone put it on. I don't know who, someone. And I don't think we decided.
Like, I don't care as long as we just have it. I just want to have things.
Was this like an extra action? What was
it is there were 2 rings, a ring of Featherfall and a ring of free action.
Free action's the one we're looking at.
What was the free action again?
You get a free action.
Not exactly.
No, it was something to do with dodge or getaway. You know, there's something to that effect.
A ring of free action. When you wear this ring, difficult terrain does not cost you extra movement. Magic can neither reduce your speed, nor can you be paralyzed or restrained by magic.
So it should be like a ring of free running instead of free action. But...
Yeah, it should be called the ring of parkour.
The ring of cool runnings.
I want to remind you, in Cool Runnings, they literally crashed. So,
but they're not dead.
But the
Sanka,
real
you're dead, man.
were in their hearts the whole time.
Yeah, John Candy lifted those men up. Okay,
that movie is not accurate to history.
Doesn't matter.
They treat the Icelandic team as if they're the bad guys, but Iceland is the one who like gave them all of their time and resources and.
Yeah, fuck those guys.
Anyway, I just want to point out that at the beginning of Cool Runnings, there's a Coca-Cola slogan that says "Jamaica, yes we can," that uses a similar font to the Obama campaign.
Almost like fonts were made.
Checkmate, liberals.
The movie was made 20 years before Obama became president, and it's about an event that happened 40 years ago. Oh my god!
That's right. So what the liberals had to.
I have to tell you, by the way, that I didn't have any pushback on the anti-vaxxer stuff, so I guess that the anti-vaxxers don't watch this show.
I mean, even if they do, fuck them. Vaccinate kids.
They don't watch the show because they're all dead now.
They
didn't get vaccinated, so they died.
They had that giant rally. You know, they were taking their lives in their own hands. They just
all right. So meanwhile, you guys want to spend 3 days traveling back to the 100-mile city?
I just want to say, I heard Music Fest was killer.
Wow.
Oh wait,
wow.
Wasn't we supposed to get like a map or something in this area to like other ruins in this desert?
I'm not sure what you're referencing.
No, there's.
Remember when we talked to the lizard dude and he was all like, "Oh yeah, there's a couple of ruins around here."
You mean that wizard that popped up in the middle of fucking nowhere?
No. When we're talking to the lizard dude, the one that we shared a shelter with.
Oh yeah.
And I cut off his head.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
I do remember.
The knowledge seeker, right?
I mean, we still have a bunch of ruins around here we could look at if we don't.
And he said that there was specifically something to do with whatever's, but I think the priority is to get to this gem or whatever.
Well, we've got time before we get to, but we've got a lot of weight that is going to be a pain to deal with, and we do have limited resources for being out here. So I think if anything, we should get this back, heal up. I know I'm fucked up, and then
I got one.
Go from there. I mean, we've got enough time that we could do, go back, regroup, whatever, and then we could go back out because it's only 8-day round trip. So we go back out somewhere, equidistant, maybe,
It's
and
3
then
days out and 3 days back. So
yeah, so we've got we got plenty of days to deal with here. So
also, he said the volcano was like to the northwest.
West.
Yeah, it's on the overworld. You can see it, can't we?
And there's a big ass.
There are no volcanoes on the overworld.
Oh, I thought. Okay, never mind.
There's a big fucking ass beetle in our way. Unless we want to try to trudge back through where the war zone's happening.
Well, that was a decision we had to make. Is do we try and make a beeline for this crystal thing because we are dealing? The dwarves are holding for now, right? But I mean, we don't know how long that could be. I mean. So we have a limited time to deal with.
I think we should just go for the crystal, to be honest with you, and at least work out whether or not we can go this direction.
Do some reconnaissance, yeah. And if we make it, fine. If we don't, then at least,
Yeah, because otherwise we'd do it on the other side of the mountain pass, right? So we can at least try this side while we're here. I think that'd be best.
Yeah.
Though, yeah, we'll see. If we have to wait 20 days, maybe the zombies might come through.
Well, it's already going to be another 3 days back, so that'll leave us with 14 days. Do we have to go pick up this fucking ring?
Well, there was, when we left, there was rumors that something was trying to come through, right? So
But the dwarves.
who knows if there's even going to be a town when we get back?
Yeah, maybe. Well, last we heard the dwarves are holding fairly well, right? So, I mean,
What are you gonna hear from? Let me ask you, what do you think's gonna happen, right? If the dwarves don't hold, do you think they're gonna send you an email that they haven't held, or do you think you're gonna find out by zombie dwarves coming and show up on your front doors?
Yeah, probably wouldn't be zombie dwarves because they're smaller. So it'd be
there was what's her name that Kelly learned about that would only marry someone that could best her.
Oh,
Vidalia, Vidalia Magna.
Oh yeah, totally. We should go check her out and see if she can be like an ally or whatever for taking on the
Look, all I'm saying is I'm single.
But can you defeat the Flame Witch of the West?
Up a house on her?
Limo of the Western Gate.
Yeah. All right. What are you immediately doing right now?
Going back to
all right. Okay. Who is leading this caravan?
I believe I am, as per usual.
Okay.
Am I able to do a short rest on the cart?
Yes.
Is that possible?
We could do a rest before we head out. I mean, we just finished.
Well, no, I don't think we should rest here because this is clearly a meeting point for dangerous folk. Okay. So we should rest on travel if possible.
All right.
How long of a travel is it?
3 days.
3 days. As you leave a pile of bodies bleeding and dying in the sands behind you, I need a survival check at disadvantage, Akram, because your cart is overweighted and you are also stealing eggs.
All right. Let's see what we get. 14.
Okay. At several points during your travel over the 3-day period, you believe that you hear at night the beating of wings. Something is tracking you, but it never comes quite close enough to bother you.
Okay. Oh, what do we need to do to make sure that these eggs don't hatch? I don't think we need more. Because you said that they were close to hatching, right?
I did not say that at all. That is an assumption you drew in the last 2 episodes.
Okay.
However, you have been keeping them warm-ish.
Sand during the day.
Family's just perched on one.
I need an animal handling check if you would like to know more, Kelly.
16.
Yeah. You're not, it's not like you've ever hatched a wyvern before. These eggs seem like they're in their final stages before they hatch. They've definitely been fertilized. They've been kept warm, and it seems like maybe within 20, 30, 40 days they could be ready to hatch.
Okay.
You crack these suckers open now, you're going to kill what's inside, but they're very close to being ready to go. You know that creatures like this normally have like a several year gestation period.
Yeah. Several years. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
For eggs, that's not super unusual for some species.
That's crazy town. Okay.
They are magical dragons.
So maybe I tell the party this is like, does anyone have any want to care for a baby wyvern?
I mean, don't you think that might be able to come in handy?
Well, look at it this way. We're probably not going to be around long enough to take advantage of it, I would assume.
Yeah, that's my primary concern, is that we're not actually going to. But then again,
How long does it take for them to grow up?
Well, here's my understanding of the conundrum that we're in right now. If we set in motion a timeline where we are the collective fathers of a wyvern, perhaps that might be useful to us in the future. Potentially.
I mean, I don't see a downside.
That doesn't mean that keep holding on to him right now is gonna, there could be another timeline where we manage to do it. I mean, right now we're focused on getting that shiny ring. I mean,
I'm not entirely sure how it all works, but from my understanding, this is the furthest we've ever been collectively. So anything we do from this point onward might actually be new territory.
yeah,
How many
So
eggs
it's
do we
hard to
have?
tell.
we have
You have
three.
three eggs.
So maybe we keep one, right?
So
Like,
Exus
keep
chimes in, and
one.
Exus says, I'm sorry to go against the rest of you, but if you don't mind my joining my voice in here, I mentioned
Please, no.
when I joined this group, I enjoy working with you to some extent. I feel like maybe we didn't have to kill that kobold, Grenache. Still not.
No, he evaporated in a trap.
We
Yeah,
didn't
it wasn't
kill him.
entirely clear what happened to him.
He
just kind
touched a thing. He touched a thing and then just literally vanished. We found his daggers. and I
You
think
called him trap bait, and you took away his armor and made him walk in front of you.
he didn't have any armor to begin with, right?
With
He
no,
never had
yes, they
We
all
didn't
had
take his
shields. They had
armor
shields.
away.
Yeah,
I remember him taking his armor.
he said he was not a trap finding expert.
But
Well,
we
that's
touched buttons and
true.
we're just fine.
We are
so.
getting far away from the topic that I wish to talk about. Grenache is dead. What is not dead is my personal accounting. I joined to get a share of treasure, yes, and this
Fair
wyvern skin seems like it would be very valuable, and so do these wyvern eggs.
But
Like an egg.
we had intent on selling them anyway. I mean, we can either come to some, like, see what we can get for him, come to some type of arrangement, split stuff up, or,
If you have a day or two to remain at the quarter of the city that we are arriving in, I could see if I could find that sand sorcerer and have him come back and perhaps trade for these magical implements that we have.
we got, I just got to count on my fingers. We got, like, what, 14, 15 days till we're supposed to meet that merchant again? So we got plenty of time. I'm all for it.
So what I'm saying is I will see if I can speak with others who work in that kind of department and see if they can summon him back to us.
I look around and it's like,
Before you wish to if you wish to raise these wyverns, at the very least, I would like to get them independently assessed for their value, so that I might be provided some measurement of their worth. I'm sorry for being such
No,
a
that
stickler
is-
here, but they are to me treasures.
I'll point to, like, I'm assuming he still has some remnant of his gut wound. I mean, I only
Yes.
like I stabilized and gave him a little bit of healing, but I mean, it wasn't a lot. But I'll point to him like, well, I mean, you have just as much say as anybody. I mean, you got quite a nice souvenir there already. So I mean, by all means, chime in. You're one of us at this point. You've bled for the cause. Unless anybody else agrees with that.
I'm gonna put my hand on his shoulder, and I'm just like, if it makes you feel any better, there's a good chance that our friend, the kobold, it still exists. Be it in this world or in another.
It gets complicated real quick. It's a whole thing. But
In fact, there's probably a world where he actually bests us in combat and is now walking around in potentially my armor like a small child in an overgrown.
I'm just imagining the helmet coming like just all the way over. That's just
The
fun.
heck is that? 3 kobolds in full blade?
So fear not, my friend. Everything that has been done will also be undone and redone many thousands, potentially millions of times over. So
Anyway, to answer your question, unless anybody disagrees, I'm all for getting a good value to see what the stuff is potentially worth, and you will be wellly compensated. We're not going to.
I appreciate that you are taking my opinion into account. Sometimes you all speak of things that are not clear to me, and you seem to have gained unusual knowledge in the time inside the Lion, but the fact that you treat me as an equal is very imperial of you.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
It is a good thing.
Okay. And
In the
empires tend
Empire,
to-
we consider ourselves to be the highest level of culture. Westerners are very Western.
Hey, we've met plenty of good folks, plenty of bad folks along the way. So there are good people out there. It's just you just gotta meet them, and well, I guess you gotta meet them. That's probably step one. Anyway,
Well, I've never left the Sunpath Empire. One day, I think I'd like to see a halfling sail cart, but perhaps when I am very, very old.
well, tell you what, if I in some timeline reclaim the lands and everything else, I'll invite you over. We'll get you set up with some salt, maybe. You can set up shop or come visit or whatever. That's how we more about it. But we'll get you paid and everything else.
He is just shaking it. He's so confused by what you're saying. He's like in some timeline, and he's like, "Yes, of course, friend." Yes.
It's like in my head, I'm looking at like 20 spreadsheets. Like, okay, if we do it, and he's just like, if you, I'm just like, oh, whatever.
Have you ever flipped a coin, friend?
Several times. Not often.
Have you ever considered what the outcome would be if the alternate answer happened on a coin?
I
50-50?
feel like I would occasionally lose a glass of milk in a bet.
Now, imagine every decision that you've ever made in your life coalescing into different paths.
Are you gonna give him the branching timeline speech then?
What do you know
Sure.
about the multiverse?
So basically,
Have you heard of the Avengers Initiative?
My companions and I have a unique path laid out before us where we can see potentially all events that have transpired and will transpire to us. And the further we do the tasks that are laid before us, the more that we start to see as a wider scope. So
But not in like an oracle sort of way. And I'll like pull up my shirt, kind of like a getting a shot kind of way, and then you either die or you die. It's a whole thing.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage, Kelly. I want to see if
Okay.
you can convince this guy. I mean, you've leaped into like pseudo mystical religious shit.
yeah. Okay. Wait, let me just check if I have inspiration. I do not.
You need to make sure we get something from him, like we did with Rorik. So like if we something only he would know, so he would kind of.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still budgeting. Yeah. I
Yeah,
guess.
Good Lord.
you could tell he doesn't believe you. He just kind of nods to
Burgeoning
you.
time cleric. It's fine.
Let's put it this way, my good buddy here. That how's your wound doing? But okay, you look okay. What is something you could tell us that if we were to come back in a different timeline, let's just say you believe us for a second.
You
here.
already know the names of my children. You were there for their marriage.
Is that a secret?
Yeah, I guess. But I mean, that's something you can.
It is
probably
not
find in
something
the
I
past.
would expect anyone that is not a close friend of mine to know.
Okay, well let's say something that let's say something even a close friend wouldn't know. It doesn't have to be something sensitive. Just it could be something just very simple, but something that if I were to mention it to you, you would instantly be like something that they know something.
I will think on this.
Perhaps the name of your first partner that you kissed.
I've only ever been with my wife.
Well, think on it. It'll be okay.
I will think on your unusual and somewhat humorous request. And
Does your culture, when you marry, does one take on the last name of the other?
not particularly. One must earn extra names.
So telling us your wife's first name or maiden name or something that would not be publicly known.
I'm sorry. My name is Exus. We do not have other names unless we have done great services to the state.
Yeah, that's a very human thing. I only have Kelly as well, so.
I mean, I think I just look around to the halfling, the tiefling.
We have two names each.
My second name is my family name, clan name.
I understand how it works everywhere else, but we do not have such things. I will think on your request and see if I can come up with something that you might identify in these time rivers.
It's overwhelming. I understand. It was overwhelming to us too at first, but you kind of after you go through it a couple times, you
He's
kind of like,
hearing you. He doesn't believe anything you're saying.
That's
but
fine.
He believes that you believe it, and you could tell by the look on his face.
That's fine.
Do you think if I started calling myself the Kelly, it would work as the second name?
As in, like changing your first, like making your first name the.
Yes.
Too many R. Kelly jokes here. I'm just.
I mean,
let this
you could
slide.
give yourself like a middle name and be like the, and then do like a surname, but like cleric or healer or battle something or whatever. That might work.
You could take one name and split it into multiple names. I know there was one very long ago, some kind of not time cleric, but time sorcerer or some sort of academic named Flavor, and he called himself Flavor Flav. The same word.
Meanwhile, Daka, on the night before you arrive back in the 100-Mile City, you find yourself on watch alone. The rest of your companions sleeping. The only one that's still awake is Gygax, who's just kind of struggling around the sands. He spends most of his time like pecking at the water barrel, which has started to get dangerously low after 5 guys have been drinking from it for 7 days straight.
I'll shake my
5
water.
guys can't.
I'll shake my water skin and pour some of it out for Gygax.
Gygax will, and then drink from it. When you look up again, there's like a goat man with a spear standing next to the fire that was not there several seconds ago when you looked away.
Do I recognize the goat man?
I mean, he definitely looks like a fae that you've seen before, but he's not that specific one.
I'm just trying to get a name, so maybe I could.
It was like all the way back in the first episode.
Yeah, I wrote it down though.
Did you write it down?
I did. Fuck. We got so many pages now. I got Face Underwind. That's his name.
Yeah, Sunderwind.
Do I recognize the goat man? Yeah. That's one of the lyrics from Battle Juice songs.
The goat man cometh.
Do I recognize the goat man? I'll call out to him. I was like, hello.
So he replies in Sylvan. Good greetings, Master Prophet.
Word travels fast in the Fey realm, it seems.
Indeed it does. I have come this night to take as is our wont.
Take which?
Whatever it is I want. In exchange, I must pass knowledge to you, so that in the future, the mortal realm can be protected by our predations, should they believe in us.
I believe everyone will come around in time and just smile wryly.
That's very unfortunate. So he lifts his spear and then pushes it back into the ground and kind of makes a circle in the sand with the butt end of the spear and says, let them know. Let them know that when we come, that we shall pass over a village if a housewife leaves a bowl of milk and honey with bread dunked in it, and a single drop of her blood inside. Should she do that, we will not come for their firstborns. I am here to make changelings tonight.
Okay. If they don't do it, people around here do not trust outsiders very much. So you may have more changelings than you know what to do with.
Excellent. When he says that, the fire roars temporarily, blinding you. When your eyes blink, he's gone, and there's just a slight desert breeze sand rolls through it.
Heli farts.
Got crop dusted. That's what we got.
Wow.
Nice.
You guys just can't keep it serious tonight, huh? All right.
Oh, I was just laughing to myself because all I could imagine, it's been described before, but Kelly hangs dong when he's not in his armor. So I just imagine this naked half orc in this scene in the background while it's going on. Like, I don't know. Whew, gets me every time.
I think Daco will just start planning how he's going to do this. If he's gonna even convince anyone at all, or let changeling happen.
I mean, he said he's doing it tonight, so unless you want to run all the way into the city and tell people to leave some.
Is a changeling like a chimera?
I mean, why don't you make an Arcana check real quick, and we'll find out how much your character knows.
Me or Kelly?
Whoever wants to know. It sounds like Kelly wants to know.
I mean, no, at least I can make one for
Well, I'm just snoozing. So
Chimera is changeling is exactly like a chimera. It's literally just a dog that is also a young girl that has been made through an alchemical transmutation.
Brother.
I'm glad that you know what I'm talking about.
Done for me, brother.
Blasted spider wolves.
Oh my god, spider wolves. Wow, that is a fucking callback. Yeah, man. So, you all awaken the next morning. You're several miles outside the city. You'll definitely make it fairly early. Exus says that he's going to... he says, I will trust you all to wait at any tavern in the city, and I will find you. I must go among the outcasts of society and see if I can find this sand sorcerer.
We were going to hang out on his end of the thing or whatever, right? That was our plan.
He says, just right here, anywhere in this area, and he like gestures to anywhere from this horizon to that horizon. I will be able to find word of your passing.
So guys, we can hang out on the whole planet and wait for him.
Anywhere in this 18-mile stretch. Is it 18 or?
Can we ask him for a recommendation for a good tavern?
Yeah, he just says all of the taverns are good. If you want,
That's a terrible recommendation.
He points to the same one that you were staying at before, and says they are excellent.
Okay,
Sounds good to me.
All right. I assume by this point with full health and stuff like that, if we've had good
Oh
sleeps
yeah,
and
I
shit.
mean, you go back to full health after the first day, so.
Cool. You know what? During this time, Arthur, when he's dicking around finding shit, I'm gonna go look for a glassware merchant.
So, yeah, there are some people that do glassware. It's a pretty big industry, as you might suspect, on a society built at the edge of a desert.
Yeah.
There's no one that really like sells it, but they do offer glass to you. Like when you go, it's like an open market bazaar where 3 men have been working on, like blowing glassware, and then it seems like their wives are out selling it. They've got like glass knives, glass window panes, like glass bowls, and people just come by and like point to stuff, and the wives like check stuff off on a list and then hand it to them.
So I'm looking for someone like a glass blower who has particularly like small stuff.
Okay.
Like intricate stuff.
Yeah, you go to the guy at the end, and his wife stops you, and like brushes her apron off and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I'm hoping to find someone who can work on a custom item for me.
So she like looks around to make sure nobody else is looking or watching this conversation too shortly, and says, "Why don't you come with me back to our home, and I can speak further in there. I will offer you the hospitality of the Empire."
I'll go with him. If he
Adrian suddenly appears out of nowhere beside Kelly. I didn't know he was in the scene, but all of a sudden, it's like there was an outline of him the whole time, and then suddenly he just blinks into color.
Well, I mean, obviously they're from the other realm and brought him in.
Well, obviously, what happens is they had a curse, so they couldn't see dwarves, and it faded, and then I just appeared.
So yeah, I'll follow her into her home.
Yeah, so she leads you, a few dozen steps further down the river to a very simple abode. It looks like there's 2 children playing outside. She brings you down. They've apparently renovated it to have a basement level, and she brings you down into the basement where it's much cooler than the above floors. And pours you a glass of milk and says, "Would you prefer beer instead, travelers?"
Oh, absolutely.
Yes, please.
Does Finley suddenly appear as well? Who is here? Let me ask. I thought Kelly was going alone. So who is?
Yeah, never mind.
It's okay if you're there. I just want to know.
I'm there. I'm all in it.
Daka, are you there?
Followed Kelly around. I mean,
I feel like I normally follow him around anyway.
Daka?
I think Daka would. He has a feeling something happened with Exus's kid. Because firstborn, so I'm going to go there and see what's up.
Okay. All right.
Also,
you go to Exus's house.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, beers all around. Fucking, I guess Finley comes out of my hoodie, out of a little pouch on the back.
Yeah, he comes out of where Gygax normally is.
It just curls out. Him and Gygax are sleeping on the same pillow or something like that.
All right. She pours out 3 beers to go with your 3 milks and says, "The Empire will occasionally overlook custom orders. From honored travelers such as yourself," she gestures to the armbands that you have.
Mm-hmm. I understand. Do you have...
It would need to be small, and we would have to be able to accomplish it quickly.
I think you should be able to. Do you have a paper?
Yeah. So she, sets out some drawing tools for you, some colored pencils and a sheet of parchment.
So I hold a pen, Kelly holds a pencil, full fist sort of thing,
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you?
It's all right. So here's what I would like. I would like a glass marble, treated to be as hard as possible, so it doesn't break easily. Inside of that marble, I would like an hourglass with one side filled with sand.
How big would you like this marble to be?
I hold up my hand. I'm just maybe about the size that I can fit into my hand.
That is very small work that you are asking for this hourglass.
You said you wanted it small, right?
Indeed. Well, you said you wanted it small. We can provide such work, but there will be a cost.
Also, I need a little thingy for putting around a neck.
Understood.
Mm-hmm.
Such
How much for
fine
something
detailing. I am ashamed to ask, and I must note that this must be kept from any imperial officers. But it would cost about 25 gold pieces worth of my husband's time.
25 gold pieces, you said, Arthur?
Yes.
Yes, that's fine.
Very well. I will have him begin work on it immediately. It should be done in about 3 days.
Excellent.
Return on the morning of the 3rd day, and we will be here.
Thank you.
Meanwhile, Daka, you catch a river barge about an hour or 2 downriver, upriver, back towards where Exus's family was.
Yeah. I'm assuming I'm accompanying Exus back home.
No, because Exus is out trying to get you all some sick sand sorcerer
I would have been with Exus then.
Oh yeah, so Exus is a little nervous to have you around, but he's just be cool. But in He probably doesn't say be cool, right? But he says whatever the medieval version of that is.
Yeah.
Uh,
In Eastall, maybe?
yeah. So he goes around and speaks to a number of people.
Chilleth thine emotions.
So he goes to a monk temple where they are all practicing and speaks to a kind of unruly looking low ranked member. He goes to some place that looks like it's like a snake training facility. They have hundreds of snakes there that they're trying to train for like war purposes.
Damn. Cool.
And he just keeps going around and like finding these people who are obviously very shifty members of society and speaking with them. And after a few hours, he says, I believe that I can summon the Sand Sorcerer to us in the next few days, perhaps tomorrow night.
Very good.
Is there something that you would like to do? You've been following me all day, and I don't mind giving you a tour. I'm a ferryman after all, but you seem...
Produced whatever vessel I was keeping the wyvern brain in.
Yes. Is there something you would like to do with this?
And the magical components. Seems shady characters would be the most trustworthy in this case to know what to do with it.
I assume that we would sell it to the Sand Sorcerer.
Maybe. We do have wyvern eggs as well. We have much to trade.
Yes, indeed. And he may not have many goods to trade, but I've put word that he should bring everything that he has with him. But he is a man who has much coinage. He travels to the elves and deals with them. Unfortunately, as you might know, travel to the elven lands right now is rather difficult.
A giant beetle thing.
Yes.
We'll see what we can
Apparently
do
it has
about
not
that,
been
possibly.
defeated yet.
It hasn't met us yet.
Yes.
Exus,
Yes.
do you only have the one child?
No, you were there for the weddings of both of my children, my son and my daughter. Again, not to each other. This was a thing that you had said to me.
Right. So just the one son, though.
Yes.
I would like to speak with him.
Of course. It is a 2-hour ride upriver, but I'm a riverman. I can easily commandeer a craft. By working with you, I've been able to get away from my normal job, but you know, I love river travel, so
Yeah.
just give me a few minutes and I will find a barge.
By all means.
Several hours later, you find yourself outside his home. His son appears to be in the process of still like moving out. He's got like a hand cart and he's loading stuff into it, and he's got his wife there. Seems very excited. They both wave as you approach, and Exus says, welcome back to my home.
Thank you. And we'll just like be like cordially congratulating the new couple and their new lives.
So
and
they're,
whatever.
you know, they're mid-20s, newlywed, little sweaty from, you know, loading up a bunch of stuff into the back of a cart.
I'm sure loading up stuff. Is there a way for Daco to tell if someone has been changed?
That's a great question.
Well, you sneak up behind him and scare him.
Why don't
and
you
if
go
he
ahead?
raises up and falls down.
Why don't you
then might be a
make
goat.
a Arcana check real quick to see what you know about changelings?
Oh, this is not a great skill for me.
Does he have two heads?
That is a 1.
I know nothing about
you
changelings.
are not. Yeah. You're not a changeling expert. I mean, you've now heard of them. You just don't know how changelings work.
Do I have like a couple extra brass scales that we picked up?
Yeah.
I'll like call the son over.
Okay. Yeah.
He speaks like common. We can understand each other.
Yeah. He speaks Westall.
So like, make a gesture of like, we found something interesting in the line in the sand, and then I'll move my hand to like the scales, assuming he knows what they are.
Yeah, he looks at them and says, Are these dragon scales?
We met with a wyvern deep beneath the desert.
Wow, your travels with my father must be incredibly fascinating. I have never seen him this excited to do anything but travel up and down a river.
Yeah, hope he didn't show you his wound. It was quite
He's been
gruesome.
Injured?
Yeah, your father is tougher than he looks.
He's like #shook here. He's just like, my father was injured fighting a wyvern? Oh.
Yes, the wyvern injured him, not a baby.
Yeah, little baby
thing.
javelin. It's like
Not a javelin thrown by a
let that
lizard
one
man.
go.
I wasn't even aiming at him.
Yeah.
He was
Standing at the
down-
bottom of the
down-
stairs, with a javelin in
yeah.
his stomach.
I just imagine him feeding the horse, and all of a sudden, oh, son of a bitch!
Stubs his toe, falls over, spear hits him.
The
he
javelin
fell
was already on the ground. He tripped, fell onto the javelin.
That's not how it happened. Don't do your boy like this. Don't do it
Oh,
like
look,
this.
he's one of us. We can make fun of him. Okay, it's the hazing. It's the
It's a
hazing.
family thing.
Yeah, exactly.
With Finley, I expect it's like, it's a family thing. It's me,
It's
Dong
a family
Lom
thing.
Badavadi.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I'm about to make
I
you an
really-
offer you can't refuse.
God, we haven't seen much of Finley's background. I want him to become
On my
like
daughter's
from a-
way.
Look,
From a
from a
man,
mafia family.
we
That'd
have
be sick.
more of Agram's background than we have of Finley, and Finley talks
Yeah.
way more than Agram.
Who is Finley Longbottom?
Yeah, I'm
You know,
trying to figure that out. I've been trying to figure that out since episode
Finley
I'd
one.
like to
Bottom.
imagine Finley's backstory is basically just Romeo and Juliet.
More like Nomeo and Juliet. Am I right?
Oh, more like,
shit.
don't make me bite my thumb at you, sir.
Do you bite your thumb at me, sir?
I bite my thumb, but not at you.
Then some guy runs by and starts fighting a windmill. Oh man. Anyway, dog would be like, well, in my culture, in my family, we give newly joined together people gifts.
You are giving me these.
I'll take his hand and slam them in his palm. There's like probably 3.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will treasure these as family heirlooms and talk to any children that I have about how great their grandfather is. That he killed a wyvern with you.
Yeah, you can make a family tapestry or whatever. But then Doc is going to give him a blessing in Sylvan and see if he understands.
He does not. He says, "I'm sorry, I did not catch that."
Is it the blessing from the Lion King where you put the coconut milk on the guy's head or whatever?
No, it's a verbal thing. Trying to figure out how to change things to understand Sylvan.
Yeah. So all Fae understand Sylvan. So
Yeah. So if he didn't have any like sort of recognition, then I'll assume
What
that he's
does
not a changeling.
Kuna Matata mean? I'm not
it's
sure.
a wonderful phrase. I want to point out that Cottontail did fan art of you and me as Timon and Pumbaa. By the way, I still have that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ain't
god.
no passing craze.
Man.
It means no worries.
Anyway, when Daka sees he like just like doesn't understand, he'll like keep the smile, but you can tell his eyes are like a little disappointed.
Can you make an investigation check on your trip back? I'm curious to see if you pick anything up passively.
Yeah, if you notice the goat tail sticking out of his pants.
10. As you're traveling back, there does seem to be some hubbub along the riverway. It looks like parents of young children have them out by the water, and the children are not playing with other children, and the parents are like commenting on it with other parents. especially young children, are all like sitting alone away from each other. It's actually very, very disturbing.
If Exus is still with me, I'll ask him.
Yeah,
like,
Exus is the one who's ferrying your boat.
I'll ask him, like, I'll point and be like, what's happening over there?
I'm afraid I do not know, but unobedient children, disobedient children.
It's not a normal thing around here. There seems to be playing ones over there.
Well, especially young children. You know, you never know how it's going to turn out. Both of my children were children.
Neither one of them were reserved, detached from anything.
No, it is unusual. You know, children like to cry and run around and make noise, and this is strange, but it's not the strangest thing I've ever seen.
Fair enough. I'm new here. I just wondered if that's normal.
No, not normal.
Can I get a count of how many there are?
I mean, you're of a 2-hour water journey, and you're moving at a pretty good pace downriver. So, I mean, easily more than 100.
Wow. And they're all children?
Yes, very young, like 2 years or younger.
Okay.
All of the children above that age are like playing together. Children that are like 10 or above aren't even, they're just not there.
Yeah, so the Goat Man took young children rather than adults, firstborn, or anything like that. What it seems like, anyway.
You return, and all find yourselves back at the inn by nightfall. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do?
I'm going to smoke up tonight. That's for sure. I got some questions.
You blaze.
Yeah.
You gonna share, or are you just gonna be all selfish about it?
I mean, I can hotbox the room, and you guys won't have any effects from it, though.
I'm all about
Just
it.
joke.
Can we get
Suffocate us.
Watch them all become. They all just become warlocks.
let's just have a scene where we have Doc is doing his thing, and Finley and Agrum are just like passing hookah. Let's just have a.
I was saying he hotboxes us and we suffocate and wake up in the mountain. Well, shit.
Yeah.
It
Doc
won't be
and
as bad
Kelly
as the
walk
time
out.
he died while having sex, though. 'Cause that's my number one.
Daka and Kelly walk out at the end, just like, dude, where's my cart? Where's our
Have you
cart?
seen my river transportation? Excuse me. Have you seen? It's like, hey, what's my tattoo say? On my back of the neck?
It's like a little.
You do have tattoos on the back.
Yeah,
of
we
your
do.
neck.
What does mine say?
Oh, yours is like a little figure 8 snake too, as well.
Oh God.
So are the four of you going to Daka's room and just smoking of his dank fey herbs?
Look, man, I've been in the desert for like 10 days.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go and find me some company, I think, honestly.
Agrum?
I'm gonna hit up. See, I'm assuming it's an inn that's got a bar, right?
Yep.
I'm hitting up the bar, trying to find me some whiskey.
Finley,
I
it
will relay
looks
that-
like you're also going to get some of that whiskey.
Yes.
I will relay to the party that we got a meeting with the Sand Wizard next day
All right, cool.
because Exus said so.
All about it.
Okay, Exus goes to sleep early. Daka goes to his room in order to smoke a bunch of dope. Finley and Agrum, you are drinking alcohol at your inn, the Valley of Apples. And you've gone looking for companionship, Kelly?
Yeah.
I mean, you find some easily. I mean, there are plenty of people out there.
I need to give me a pipe to smoke or something, or cigars maybe.
So-
Cigars is a thing.
Yeah, I
It
mean,
is now.
cart nuts, is that a thing? It is now. Let me tell you
once
about
I
cart
reclaim my
nuts.
land, motherfucker.
I like to imagine the dwarves invent vaping. And that's
Yes.
what the dwarf cigarette
I mean, the
is.
dwarves would, but I imagine dwarves.
It's actually a wand with prestidigitation in it, and it's like, oh, yeah.
It's naturally poisonous because dwarves just have resistance and just don't notice.
Anyone who's not used to it gets iron lung, and their lungs just like fall out of their body.
No, iron lung is how you become one of the clan. It's like black lung, but anyway.
So, sometime after midnight, while you guys are drinking, you're approached at the bar, and the person places a Gleamo coin on the bar. When you turn to look, they are weathered, and they wear a chest plate fashioned to look like a black skull. They have a stole made of red skulls, and it appears to have been dipped in like fresh blood. Their eyes are black like a goat's with red irises. And the creature says, "My lord has commanded me to come here to speak with you, the great sorcerer Gleamo."
I pull off the coin that I have around my neck and put it down and say, "I'm listening."
Now I need both of you to make Constitution saving throws to see how drunk you are during this conversation.
Ooh.
Well, they have that spell, right?
Yes, they have Basara's wonderful recovery if they'd like to cast it on themselves, but they'll no longer be drunk.
I'm gonna save that. Constitution.
It's about a 20.
Yeah, I mean, you do yours at advantage. Finley, you're fucking
Finley's about right where I
hammered.
Hey.
You're hammered, man. You're like, oh shit, should I get a glass of water?
Did Gleamo wink at you? He winked at me. I don't know what that means.
Who the fuck are you?
I am an emissary of the great sorcerer Lord Gleamo.
Thought he was a wizard.
Through
Wasn't he a
him.
wizard? Finley, wasn't he a wizard?
I thought it was wizard.
Through him,
Wait, what's the difference between guy?
I serve the champion of death, Rorik. And
What?
through him, I serve the taker.
Is he still standing on rocks?
How many people does he have to employ to carry around rocks? Does he use them like a really big cart, or does he just like have them pushing on the ground? Is it like round? Like what's it made of? What type of rock is it?
I feel that you are not giving this conversation the level of seriousness that it requires.
I'm sorry, but if you met Gleamo and I met Gleamo, you wouldn't be able to take it seriously either.
So
Say what
he
you have to say.
opens his mouth and like maggots begin falling out of it.
Brush your teeth.
Obviously, working for Rorik and Gleamo doesn't include a dental plan.
The Lady Taker wishes to ally her efforts with yours.
What? Who's that? Ridley, do you know who you're talking about?
The Taker.
What? Oh, okay, the Taker. Yeah, okay. Can you,
She is
elaborate?
the goddess of death, born from the corpse of a dying god.
I see.
She is here to bring vengeance upon all beings, but especially the gods whom toy with this world.
So, all of them.
Yes.
You could have said all of them. You didn't have to.
She
okay,
has
anyway.
noticed that you have evaded her yoke for some time, but she will pardon you for your offenses if you would but serve her.
I'm not really a fan of maggots. They're kind of gross, but I mean, what you think, Finley? You think you can trust Skullface over here?
I mean, I've never not trusted a skull face.
Words to fucking live by. Holy shit.
I want to put that on a fucking t-shirt.
TM.
I will return
Trademark.
at the moon's highest point tomorrow night for your answer.
So is it like 1
Wisely.
a.m.?
I think it's like a yeah, like 100 maybe.
Okay.
So he reaches for the bottle of alcohol that you guys are drinking from.
I yoink it away. Fuck off.
Oh, let the boy have a drink. skull faces need drinks too.
I mean, it might help with his mouth situation.
Yeah, it'll clear some of those maggots out.
I'll hand him the bottle.
As he grasps the bottle, he puts it back on the counter, and the whiskey has turned into blood.
God damn it.
What an asshole.
All right, I'm definitely going to be waiting up for you when the moon hits its place in the sky.
As you're talking drunkenly, he turns and starts walking outside. He raises his hand in the doorway, and then he just gets like yanked upwardly by something.
I want to yeet the bottle after him.
Okay, make a ranged attack.
It's like what am I taking?
Ranged attack, like you're
Ranged
firing a
attack.
crossbow. Just make that
All
roll.
right.
Dexter.
Yeah.
Make your crossbow throw.
I yeet.
Yeah,
19.
you fucking nail him on the back. His black armor is covered in blood and glass shards as he gets yanked into the air.
This elephant was a fucking waste of good whiskey. Son of a bitch.
Have you ever drank blood? It might be good.
I've tasted my own blood. It wasn't by choice, and it's very irony, and I know it's my last name, but it doesn't mean I like your shit. Barkeep, can we get a fresh bottle, please?
So the barkeep comes out from the back room and says, "Why is there a bunch of blood in my..."
Some magic-y dude came in and turned my bottle of whiskey into blood, and I threw it after him and hit him because it was an insult to your establishment. That was a fine bottle of alcohol. I'll clean it up. Don't worry about it.
You can see that he does not believe what you're saying.
I'll clean it up.
All right. While you clean it up, I'll go find another bottle of less good
Gotcha.
whiskey.
Yeah. I was thinking that I was like hitting the guy as he was outside, not like
You
hitting-
did. Yeah, no, you've but it splattered blood everywhere
Yeah, okay,
because it
that's
was a
fine.
bottle full of blood that shattered on a flat object.
What a waste of good. I should have shot him in the face. Is what I should have done. Just-
This motherfucker, Mary Poppins, out of the scene, and you throw a bottle of blood whiskey at him.
Look, you don't. If a dwarf is drinking whiskey, don't fuck with the whiskey. That's how you get fucking shanked.
This guy's like, I have a very serious conversation I'd like to have. I will show you that I have weird magic powers. And you guys are like, let's treat him like garbage. But he turns your whiskey into blood, and you're like, it's fucking blood oath now. I'm going after her with all the powers I got.
I failed my constitution save. I had to be a drunken asshole.
I know. I mean, you could have just used Besaurus' wonderful recovery on
Yeah,
yourself.
but I mean, we've been traveling through.
To remember that I had it.
We've been traveling. Look, here's the
Exactly.
thing. Here's the thing, though. Like we're drinking to relax. Like after we're done, before we go to bed, sure, I'll hit myself with the spell. But like I'm maintaining that like not quite shit face, but still drunk enough to be relaxed or
I
chilling.
mean,
while
you're
we
a
have
dwarf. That's
conversation.
your general outlook on life.
Well, yeah, but I'm just saying we're drinking on purpose. You know, we can cast the thing
Understood.
later. And he ruins it by turning the perfectly good bottle of whiskey into blood. Like that's insulting.
I understand.
I
I understand.
was about to say, Finley, I feel like you wouldn't remember you had it until like the next morning.
Right, yeah, I'll wake up and I'm like, oh, God damn it.
I can remind him. I mean, I'm just, but whatever. Yeah, okay. I'll clean up the blood. I don't have a problem with that. Whatever.
All right. By the time the bartender comes back, he's got a cheap bottle of whiskey that he leaves out for you and says, I must begin closing the bar soon, but
So this is the inn we're staying at, right? So,
yes,
okay.
the Apple Valley.
All right. I mean, so last call. I'll
Valley
give
of
it-
Apples.
and then we can we'll head to bed. But before we do, I'm like, don't forget you can do the thing so you don't get hungover, little man, little half man.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember the word for halfling. Just half man. Yes. Do I need to assist him up the stairs?
I'm all man, dwarf.
Half man, half child.
So there's not a lot of second floor
Okay, so it's just a ranch down.
buildings here. It's just the first floor
I
inn.
just imagine if there was a second floor. You ever played that game Human Fall Flat?
Mm-hmm.
It's basically Finley trying to get up the stairs.
Daka, you're smoking up in your room. You're trying to contact the unnamed mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, after several hours of smoke in a dark corner of a room with a flickering candle, just out of nowhere, there's like a mask that just appears laying on the table next to you. You have called for me.
It seems we have 100 new recruits.
Thousands.
What would you have me do with them?
Nothing. The people of the mortal realm will raise them. When the time is right, my children will spread out through the world and spread chaos and glee. It is our way.
You don't want to give them any push in any specific direction? They have an old library here. I could plant some instructions in.
They will
I'm
know
sure
what
they
to
would
do
find
when the
it.
time is right. All changelings do. They're born with it as an instinct. To destroy.
Is there anything human of them left?
We have taken the children. We are raising them in our realm now.
There's already, I assume you already saw that they're raising suspicion already.
They are children. The parents will accept it.
We shall see, I guess.
We may let the people of this realm know. They wish to bar our passage. Place an iron arch upon an archway. Cold iron will keep us out. As a measure of respect. For too long, the mortal realm has gone unharvested.
What are you doing? I know spreading chaos and whatnot. Is that the end goal here?
I am known as the Unnamed Mask. My goals are known to none. If you wish to spread my word, then simply know this. What I do for all the pleasure of all the Fey realm. Too long we have restricted our activities. Too long we have allowed the mortal realm to forget us. We have been waiting a long time for you to remember who you are.
Well, all right then. But that's how this is going to go. I just am making sure there's not some sort of wider plan that we should be pushing towards.
I will tell you when I need to push you in the correct direction. For now, simply let the mortals know of our rules. An iron arch upon an arch. And when you blink next, the mask is gone. But in its wake, there's a horseshoe drawn, like etched into the table where the mask was.
Mm. Cool. Is
Kelly?
it still night? Is it still nighttime?
Oh yeah, yep, yeah.
Is there a prominent wall in this place that I can deface with this message?
Yeah, you want to just like get a dagger and just like carve something somewhere? You
Yeah,
want
or
to carve
just,
the
like-
words?
Yeah, like
Oh, do you mean in your room or like outside on the outside of the inn?
a place a public location that everyone will see it.
Yeah, sure. What language do you want to write it in?
Let me see. I have a new spell for this. Comprehend languages. Can I write any language then?
No, it allows you to understand other languages, but it doesn't
Okay,
allow
so I
you to
can't
communicate
write
with
other
them.
languages.
That's correct.
Um,
I don't think there's any spell that does that. Tongues allows you to speak any language.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a warlock thing you can get that allows you to I think write a bunch of languages or something.
No, there's several eye-based powers for rune lock invocations that allow you to read all language.
Oh, okay, yes, right. I thought it was right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's basically just like having permanent comprehend languages. It's not
Yeah, no,
really
yeah,
that good.
yeah, you're right.
It's very funny, but it's not that good.
No.
There's like East All is a language here, but is there another like older language?
No.
So,
So I
no.
mean, there's Eastal. Draconic is like the official high language, right? Because the leaders of the Empire are all lizard folk.
Hmm.
Westall would be kind of suspicious because you guys are like the only ones that speak.
Yeah, that's
regular
what I'm not
Westall.
gonna do in
You
Westall.
could write it in
Do
Sylvan.
you need to come get the drinking dwarf to help you shitpost on this wall? In Draconic? I'll do it. I'll fucking do it. I don't care.
You're gonna.
Maybe I won't
Agram
do any-
invents the hashtag.
Maybe I won't write any words. It'll just be like symbols. It's like the iron horseshoe on an iron or on a door archway,
Mhm.
like an arrow pointed at the top, and then like just a mask as a signature.
Oh, interesting. All right. I have 2 checks I want to ask from you. First is a
Cool.
religion check in order to leave this message. And the second is going to be a stealth check to not get caught by Imperial police.
21 for
Yeah, I mean,
religion?
you leave a very easy to understand message that makes it 100% clear that this is the work of an emissary of the unnamed mask, and that if you want to keep Faye from coming in and stealing your babies, or stealing all of your sugar or pouring salt on the floor, you need to put an iron horseshoe over your door.
Yep. And a stealth check.
Yeah, stealth check to keep from getting caught while you're carving this with a knife in the side of like a
Crit.
Oh,
Crit?
shit. Look, man, it's like
Wow.
some fucking Into the Spider-Verse shit. You stay one step ahead of the camera at every, like, we watch a head bobbing first person view of a guard coming around and just being like, huh, what's that there? And like we see the edge of your tail being caught in his vision, and then slithering up, and he's like, what was that?
Like some aliens shit with the tail?
He goes
I
over and
was-
he's like, who defaced this wall?
I was kind of hoping he would fail just because I was seeing the sign of, what was it, Monty Python, where the Roman guys like writing
Yeah.
shit on the wall.
No, you did it wrong. Write it 100 more times.
So you're standing above him on a roof that you pulled yourself up onto, and the moon is backlighting you, and he's like looking around, but he never looks up. And then he looks up briefly, but you're gone, right?
There's just like a wisp of smoke.
Perfect. Works for me. Yeah, Kelly, you have sex. You find companionship easily. The next morning, what do you guys do? Kelly, do you walk of shame yourself back into the inn, or how does this work out?
There's no shame for a warrior seeking another warrior for companionship in the night.
Okay, I'm just saying, man. Like, maybe you came in holding your heels in your hand, and your makeup was a little smudged. I don't know.
Please, holding his greaves in his hands.
His greaves. I
If
never
anything,
understand.
I've got
I don't
my-
get
I've
walk
got-
of shame, man. If you had sex, you should just be like, I had sex. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been wearing my
You look
plate.
like you've been riding a horse for years.
Oh no, the horse rode me last night.
Waddling, yeah.
These Eastalians, let me tell you. Something about a man who lives and breathes in the sand his whole life. It's completely different style. I like it.
Southpaw. I mean, I wake up fine, I guess. I'll go check on Finley.
Southpaw.
Finley, you're fucking hungover as shit. It's the worst day of your life.
I cast the spell.
Okay, you access Bisara's wondrous recovery. Wonderful recovery.
Yeah, in your head you just hear, spit in my mouth if you wish to be free.
Yes.
Yeah, you tap yourself on the chest and suddenly you're no longer hungover.
Wonderful. I'm going to go downstairs and get a drink.
There's no downstairs, it's all first floor. But yeah, you go get a drink.
Yeah.
The proverbial downstairs, Arthur.
I understand. The back 40.
Well, this is like the first inn we've stayed in that's like ranched up, I think.
Yeah.
Arthur, last night when he went to bed, he had to climb those stairs. But in the morning, there is no stairs.
Yeah. So confused.
Yeah.
It's
Where did I go last night?
some Escher painting.
Well, he thought he was climbing stairs. So really, what it was Agram dragging him to bed, and his head was going thump, thump, On the floor.
No, it's that scene. It's that scene from Cowboy Bebop when Spike gets high out of his mind,
What?
and he's like stepping on the same step for like ever, and in, like in his high vision, there's like an infinite staircase. There's only one step.
I told you about those stairs, bro. I told you about it keeps happening.
God, I was not expecting something from the 1980s to throw up today. So that's good, man. Thanks.
Hey man, I only watched Cowboy Bebop like a couple months ago.
No, I'm talking about fucking the stairs.
The stairs.
Holy shit.
That's one of the oldest memes in history, man. That shit was made in MS Paint at best.
It's classified as a proto meme, I believe.
Yeah, the party gets back together. Exes shows up with a plate of eggs at some point. Just walks in with a plate of eggs and
Fuck yeah, dude. Are they like a fried egg, like slightly runny in the middle?
no, he gets scrambled
sunny
eggs.
side up.
Oh man.
So the innkeeper here is serving you guys like bowls of porridge with a little bit of sausage on the side. Exes
Hell
just
yeah.
walks in from the outside, just like, friends, welcome. I assume Daka told you that tonight we are going into the desert.
Yeah, I remember him. He mentioned something like that for.
Just keep it quiet.
Yeah. It's fine.
When is my new sigil going to be ready, Arthur? Out of
2 more
curiosity?
days.
Yeah, it was 3 days.
It's
There's 3 days total.
yeah, it's on the morning 2 days from now.
Okay. Well, I'm willing to fast travel to that point if you guys are.
I don't have any other
You
plans.
sit down, witchering, and you you set the clock.
No, it's not that. I do the Metal Gear Solid 5.
I thought that was my move.
You do that shit in the back of a truck, and the truck just is like just everywhere. Shit is
Well,
fucking
see,
wild.
Agrim's, hitting tea and waiting is just him like sitting there and occasionally pulling out a flask and just taking a sip and just putting it back, just waiting. Yeah, I don't have anything planned, so I'm all for fast forwarding to the meeting.
All right, we're gonna go on break. We'll be back in 8 to 9 minutes, and when we come back, we're gonna do a midnight bazaar with the Sorcerer of the Sands.
Yeah.
All right.
And apparently, No Face Bro showing up at some point.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have to kill the shit out of him, I guess.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll figure out how that goes.